Ready Check Radio.
Hello, Internet. It is Tuesday. It is 7 p.m. That means it's time for Snowbound, the Blizzard podcast brought to you by Ready Check Radio. That's Ready Check Radio, RAIDEO, for my co-hosts who make fun of me for saying it that way. We're here to talk about Blizzard, World of Warcraft, all of the stuffs, and we've got a bunch of news to go through. So we'll get down to it. If you're watching on YouTube or ReadyCheckRadio.com or just listening on Spotify, head on over to twitch.tv/ReadyCheckRadio. Give us a follow and see if you can't make it to a live show sometime on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. There are no typos in that. Jason in chat, be part of the show. So come on over, hang out with us, have a good time. We're not too far from BlizzCon. Couple of weeks, but we've got some stuff to cover in the meantime. Here to help me do it, Mr. Dom Greco, a.k.a. Zista. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How about you?
What Ollie, year of the oxen free. Beefed up, damaged by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, how are you?
I mean, do you see the reward? Groaning at the pun is reward enough.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Can't unsee it, actually. Can't unsee it. Also on the line, Ms. Angela Mercurio, aka Indy Garona. How are you, Indy?
Hi, how are you? I'm
Yeah,
that was a good one.
yeah.
That was a really clever one. He's very clever.
I don't know if I'd give him that, but
You did groan at that one, though, so you got what he wanted.
You did.
I think that one was a load of bull. Let's go and do the news. Before we get started with all the Blizzard stuff, let's talk about raid progress, how we're doing. Anybody in Mythics yet? I believe everybody on the panel here has cleared normal, correct? 10 for 10 on normal. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So now it's off to
I mean,
heroic.
I've done it with both of you, so yeah.
Heroic, and we are, is this the 7 of 10? 7 of 10. Yeah, we have Sludge Fist, Stone Generals, and
We didn't.
Daddy
yeah,
D
yeah, yeah.
left on heroic.
Yep, 3 left.
3 left, so
I
7
love
of
how
10.
you guys call him Daddy D.
We have to call him Daddy D. Indy, you've been raiding in the same group with Zista as I have. So technically 7 of 10. Have you? I know you raid in other groups as well though. So are you ahead, or is it still 7 of 10 for you?
No, the other group I'm super proud of, though. The group that it's schedule wise, I just couldn't do Sundays anymore. They just got their normal clear, so I'm super happy
Oh,
for them.
congrats!
Yep. Struggle bus. They cleared normal, and we together, all of us are in the same raid. We did. I think every week we got a new boss, right, on heroic. So far.
Is that the name of the actual group, Struggle Bus?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah,
name.
That
they're
is
wonderful.
fantastic.
I love them so much. I just couldn't do Sundays anymore, so I was like heartbroken over leaving. But then they go and still kick ass. So yeah, super happy for them.
Congrats to them. It's a lot of fun. It's a great raid. It's also a great way to stay in shape. But yeah,
Bonus.
yeah, okay. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yep.
Couple fights away, and then put it on farm status, get some gear, and head on into Mythic.
I mean, every single week we've been killing a new boss. So at this rate,
that's what I
maybe
meant.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
will
this
be
week
done?
was Blood Council.
Yeah.
Finally fell in a very, very close battle. A
Yeah.
very stupid close battle.
They're always so close, though, aren't
Yeah. It was ridiculously close. There wasn't a tank to be found by the end of the fight.
For the last like 15 seconds, I think there was no tank.
Yeah, there was no tank. It was just bodies everywhere, running around, trying to kite, trying not to get smacked by a gargoyle. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun this
If
past
only
week.
one of our demon hunters would go tank.
No, not happening. They just buffed me in damage. How am I going to go tank now?
They did.
Definitely can't.
Yeah, they did. And speaking of buffs, we got some that came in hot for the Venthyr brothers and sisters. Not unfortunately for our characters, but for the adventure table, which, you know what, I didn't really notice it, but I'm just so peripherally aware of the adventure table, and I'm like, oh, the timer's up. All right, sure, I'm going to send them out on another thing. Like, I'm not even paying attention to it, but besides making sure one is constantly running, right, and doing the advanced ones to advance the prizes as much as I can. So, but apparently, in my stupor, I did not realize that the three of us being Venthyr were apparently, according to many, kind of nerfed when it came to the other factor or the other covenants and their adventure companions, Ista.
Yeah, we were significantly behind. I believe it was Venthyr and was it the Kyrian as well?
Yeah,
I don't
both
remember. There's
Kyrian
one other
and
one.
Venthyr got some substantial buffs.
We were
in
like
fact, not a single nerf
tremendously
in the patch.
Yeah. We were tremendously behind because like I would be running like almost 10 levels above the campaign when you get up to like the high 20s and 30s and whatever. And I'd still fail like every time. So I was like, oof. And then when I saw the updates are coming, I had a mission sent out that I was gonna fail at, but I threw it up anyway just to get people out. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, the hot fixes are going in tomorrow. Okay. So I didn't do my table at all that day. I just let it roll over, and then it carried over and it beat the guys, and I was super happy. I've won like 4 campaign missions now in a row to bump that up. So I've been happy. They're definitely showing. So like I'm actually getting pets and stuff for the rewards. So
Indy, did you get a feeling that you were kind of behind the 8-ball with the Venthyr adventure table?
Yeah, so I could go on forever about this because I'm diligent about like obtaining all the companions, doing all the EXP, trying to maximize like the way that I level them up. But for some reason, here's like a level 35 campaign quest, and I have level 36 companions that are failing it. There's something wrong. And here I have my Night Fae pal who teases me to no end that he's on like level 20 something, and I'm just on campaign level 8 or 9. You know, like something's wrong there.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, see,
And,
I guess I didn't really notice because I won. Whatever. I'm just, okay, yeah, fine. I'll just, sure, let's do this one. And I think my guys like are around 22 right now, 20, 21, 22-ish right now. So you can tell that I'm a little bit lazy with it, but I'm not as lazy as I am with Torghast with it.
you don't have a companion app on your phone? You're not sending your companions out on cooldown?
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. And then like I don't talk to my friends about like if we were in Discord right now, Zista and like or Elf or Kiggles and they were like, hey, my adventure came up to mute. I don't fucking care about your adventure table. I don't care about my adventure table. So like I would never have had a comparison. But check this out. Venthyr Covenant Companions. Aelith, health increased by 38%, spell effectiveness up 43%. Bogdan, effectiveness 150. Doug Gravewell, health increase 14. General Draven, health increase 25%. Keltar, health increase 20%. Spell effectiveness 67 increase. Lost Sybil, health 50. Spell effect 40. Naja, 30 health. Darkwing, 38 health. I mean, and it just goes on and on and on. Every single one. I mean, we're not even talking about bullshit troops getting buffed. We're talking about our actual adventure companions themselves getting buffed. Kyrian, same thing. Apollon health, up 25. Spell effectiveness increased by 100. 100%. Okay. Brawn attack increased by 50%. Disciple Cosmos health increased by 20%. Hala health increased by 17. Attack by 50. Spell effectiveness by 30. And again, it goes on and on and on. And so I got to ask, I'm sorry, for you Night Fae, let's give you something, right? Ardenweald Trapper, Bramble Trap ability has been redesigned. Congratulations. There's now a 1 cooldown ability which deals damage and reduces the damage of the next enemy attack. Really, all that does is correct a bug.
Well, here's what's interesting though, is that people who were picking Night Fae just because of the mission table are now going to have to rethink it because they're kind of bringing the other covenants in line.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Omi in
interesting.
chat says Maldrax's table was a little behind as well. In your opinion, Blizzard disagrees. They left you alone. They just left you alone. No.
For now.
For now. I'm sure this is going to be one of those things that's definitely ongoing, probably throughout the entire expansion as the levels just get bigger and bigger and bigger on it, and things start scaling inappropriately. To go with these hot fixes, which were updated yesterday, Spires of Ascension, Carestia, the Firstborn, will now hover a little further back from the Devos encounter, eliminating most camera interference. Thank God. That was always annoying. Yeah. Look, I really want to see my bear's ass. I really want to see my bear's ass. Could you please stop making it harder to see my bear's ass?
I want to see your bear ass.
I'm a druid,
too.
by the way. Just that joke for those of you that don't know makes sense. PvP Valiant Strike stacks will now be cleared at the start of Battleground and Arena matches. Funny that it wasn't, actually. Quest fix an issue with the Western Plaguelands quest combat trading where players could end up with a large number of enthralled Valkyr. And here's a biggie. Here's a biggie that I'm sure the two of you are very happy about, and whatever. It is what it is. Torghast. Completing a layer on any character in Torghast now unlocks that layer for all characters on the same World of Warcraft account who meet the requirements to enter Torghast. So no duplicate grinding on multiple characters, Zista. I'm sure this is a huge thumbs up for you.
Huge for me because you know how many alts I play.
Yeah,
I play so
zero
many
alts. Zero of them. Zero. Indy. You don't you don't have hundreds of alts, but you have more than zero. No. So this is definitely a goodie for you.
More than zero. Yeah, who wants to do that? I mean, here's the thing. Unlocking the layers is one thing. I wouldn't say, and I don't know because I don't alt it up, but I don't know if the Twisting Corridors is something that also is account-wide. I don't think it should be, but the actual layers where you get your soul ash each week, I think that's amazing because then you can more quickly obtain it for your alts and for their legendaries.
It also means if you're putting together groups of pugs using Party Finder, make sure you check that gear, baby. Because, yeah, alts now have access to layer 8 if they have a main that has access to layer 8. So make sure you know who you're taking with you. Someday I'll have them all unlocked.
Someday.
Yeah, I'm super lazy about it. I really am. Like, I am so bad at doing Torghast. I honestly think there isn't a single corridor or a single section that I have layer 8 unlocked. There isn't. I think on some I have layers 4 and maybe 5 unlocked. I just cannot be bothered to do it.
You're more than halfway there.
I got my legendary, and I was like, yeah, that's great. Immediately got an upgrade that was higher item level, and I was like, yeah, I don't care about my legendary now. We'll get it at some point. I am not doing this. But anyway, there you go. Warlocks getting a buff as well because they totally needed it. And this one might be hard to understand. I'm going to take this slow because you non-Warlock players... I mean, Indy, this is pretty complex, right? If you don't play Warlock, this buff's a little complex. So please bear with me as I explain this so that even non-Warlock players can understand what's going on here. This is a funny one. Warlocks, particularly those of the Destruction spec, here's what you can look forward to. Here's the entire list. All damage abilities were increased by 5%. Congratulations, Destro Warlocks. The most complex buff ever given, Zista. 5% damage ability increase.
Blanket wide, yeah.
Sounds like a lazy buff.
It is kind of lazy, right? It's
I mean,
Like it's almost like they said, these warlocks are complaining. Just give them 5% and make them shut up. Like what?
yeah, it's
I mean,
like
I
they
got
sat there
3%
with
across all
Blizz
mine.
sat there with recount and was like, look at these parses.
I got 3% across mine as well.
Just up it all 5%.
That's pretty good for demon. We were just saying last week how I needed a buff, right?
Oh, yeah?
And we got 3%. And I know a bunch of other classes though. Some of the other lower specs got.
Yeah, your
seems to be
Havoc
about
got
5.
3%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Havoc got 3. Everybody was. You got Hunter, Beast Mastery, and Survival. They were also increased by 5. These aren't. See, these are the types of changes that I'm kind of like, well, if they're gonna do them across the board, like this, where these are almost across the board, then what was the point of doing them to begin with? And then you have to think about, it's easier to tune the classes than it is to tune the content. So yeah, let's just up the damage. So Death Knight Frost's also up by 5. Demon Hunter, just already talked about, 3. Beast Mastery and Survival Hunters, all damage up by 5. Damage abilities increased by 5. Frost Mages by 3. Assassination Rogues up by 5. Shamans up by 3. And then we've got some other issues across the boards fixed. And Warriors up by 3 for Fury and Arms. So everybody enjoy your extra damage. Warlocks, the way the news was posted and the order the news was posted, Warlocks were feeling pretty good. They were like, yeah, we're the only ones getting a real buff. And then the next day, the full notes came out.
Yeah.
And Warlocks were like, well, shit, you just gave it to everybody else too, Indy. What the hell?
Listen, I'm a disc priest. They ain't give me nothing yet.
No, they did not.
They changed something with the Night Fae, the pod tender, right? So
well, they changed that in PvP a while ago, a couple weeks ago.
Right. Well, it's the when they're killed, they're dropped from targeting, right? So this is this how this, like, I don't know because I don't know this ability. Is this what our monk has in, like, when he dies and he's just like, well, I'm dead, and then he like doesn't help him? Is this gonna drop the target and then he's gonna actually be able to have a chance to live now? Is that what this means? It's not gonna focus him while he's in the pod?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, brother. Your guess is as good as mine.
It seems like the way it was working before is he would die, go into the pod, but he would stay the focus of the target, so the boss would still kill him inside the pod. So it was kind of worthless for him. But the way it's saying now is it drops the targeting. So I believe this is going to be more of a benefit for tanks, at least.
And to help with locating it, the nameplate is a white nameplate rather than red minion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you would be right. Is that the dropping target? Yeah.
Yeah.
It still doesn't make me want to switch Covenants, though.
No.
Even as a tank, it still doesn't make me want to switch Covenants.
Yeah. And then on top of all the nerfs that we got last week to Dungeon,
went through
did you
all
see what we got
of
this
them.
week?
My God,
Again, though, we have more this week.
Yeah.
It's insane.
The other side gets damage reduced on a number of targets, but anywhere from 33 to 40%. Mists has its damage reduced. It was just all of our, I'm not even going to read all of them. It's a lot of damage reduction across the board in the instances. Not necessarily all mythic, because a lot of what we talked about last week was mythic related. There were some that hit normal and heroic, but a lot of it was mythic. These are...
I think the big noteworthy change in here, though, is that bosses with tyrannical affix are now at 30% increased health instead of 40, so basically a 10% nerf. So that's kind of huge.
Indy's glad she doesn't have to heal for 10 more percent.
I mean, here's the thing. That I'm still a little scarred from that Mythic plus 11 Spires of Ascension that I went through with Zista. I don't know if you were there, Mike. No, I don't think you were doing mythics yet, but it took us hours because of that affix. It was terrible. I never want to see that again.
Yeah, we did a 12, it was 4 weeks ago. At this point, it's about 4 weeks ago. It took us I'd say 40 something minutes over the timer to finish.
That buff was horrible. I'd rather take the other one. What is it? The one where all the mobs have more, or I'm sorry, the trash.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank.
And I know Raiders are actually going to be really happy too. The Vantis runes were tremendously buffed. They used to be 40 versatility. They now
Now
grant
they
100
a
versatility.
full
Yeah,
hundo.
yeah,
Full
that's
hundo.
2.5 times better than it was.
I'm proud of you. That math that checks out. That checks out.
It does.
That checks out.
Yep.
2.5 times. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Elf saying the same thing. The Vantis rune buff also pretty sweet. So lots of stuff fixed and changed to make the damages go higher, and then make the health go down. Fixed an issue where Tree and Sprout Summon from Treecorn was missing all of its attacks. Didn't we have something goofy happen in Council, actually? I feel like we had something goofy happen where
the tank forgot to pick up the gargoyle.
Oh no,
right?
no, that was Indy.
Yeah.
Indy was priest tanking and forgot to pick up the gargoyle. Yeah,
How dare I?
yeah, I know, right? She's so bad.
I'm really bad at being a tank. This is why I tell you guys I shouldn't tank.
No, it was what was the first? Okay, hold on. I got to defend myself a little bit. It was the first time we had made it to phase 3 and had seen the gargoyles in the order we were killing Council. And we wipe. We come back in. We take 5. I come back and I'm like, hey, should we be taunt swapping with the gargoyle and the boss? And Katic, the other tank's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that last wipe's on me. And we're like, oh, we know. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We know. And I'm like, look, I'm allowed to have one. We've had dozens and dozens and dozens of wipes, one of which was my fault. I'll take it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay.
The we know must have felt really good. It's kind of like saying, I'm not mad. I'm just very disappointed.
Yeah, I'm like, why didn't anybody say anything? Like, Mike, pick up the tank or pick the thing up. Or, wow, we wiped Mike because you did something stupid. I was just outside smoking and I'm like, that damn thing was like one-shotting fuckers. I wonder if I'm supposed to pick that up.
Maybe I should have grabbed it.
Like, nobody was like, hey, when we get to phase 3, make sure you pick up the gargoyle. There's going to be this gargoyle. Don't worry about the other ads. Just grab this gargoyle and then, continue to swap with the boss, and you'll take the gargoyle off. Nobody said a word. I'm just outside smoking. I'm like, man, I know Zista's soft, but he's not like that soft. He's a demon hunter. He's not like a mage, and he just got wrecked. He just got torn apart. I wonder if I should have picked that up. I come back and ask, and they're like, yeah. Good times. We had one where there was the ads in the fight were bugging out too. They weren't attacking us. They just stood there. But I don't remember what it is. Anyway, moving on. Weekly event this week. Very, very exciting one, folks. Let me tell you about it. Shadowlands Dungeons. Congratulations, Indy.
Thank you.
We're getting that old school content flavor of that shit that released 3 months ago. Ugh.
It's what I always wanted.
I mean, the only benefit that I see that I'm excited for is the what is it, Necrotic Wake, I think it is, or I think one of them, the one that has the chance to drop the mount at the end, gives an extra chance for the mount to drop. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Yay. I don't know. I kind of was disappointed by this one. I mean, I understand they can't all be like things I'm particularly eager to jump into. They can't be ICC every week, you know what I mean? But I just thought it was a little weird to have Enter the Shadowlands pop up as the weekly event. What, 4 weeks into weekly events? Like,
yeah, it should probably be named something else, but yeah.
It'll be easier to complete.
That's true. That's true, too. Check this out. So there's a quest, too, by the way. You can pick it up right outside your vault to complete 4 Shadowlands dungeons on Mythic difficulty. And if you do that, you get some pretty sweet loot. You get one loot box containing a piece from heroic difficulty Castle Nathria, just for banging
Nice.
out 4 mythics. That's a nice little boost, Indy.
Yeah. And if you're lazy, you can just have one of your pals grab the quest and share it with you. Because that's what people ask me to do every time we group up. Did somebody grab the quest? Yeah, I'll share it. That's what I do.
Can you share it with me when you log on?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
I'll log
lazy
on just
son
to
of
share
a...
it.
You deserve getting smacked by that gargoyle.
Rude.
The final
Oh,
boss, by the way, I
no.
know Zista mentioned that there's a additional loot drop opportunity. That should be noted. That does not apply to Mythic Keystone runs.
Correct.
So don't expect extra loot out of those bosses if you're running Mythic Keystones.
Just for the record, I have the quest. It's here.
Look at him. He's pulling it up to prove it.
Right there.
Oh,
See?
jeez.
See?
Well, why don't you abandon it and I'll share it with you?
I got it.
Such a weirdo. What else? Oh, this is good news. So Shadowlands, which I'm sure this will not be the first nor last award that it's up for at some point during the entire year, but Shadowlands just got nominated for Outstanding Video Game by GLAAD for the 32nd Annual GLAAD Media Awards, given for LGBTQ plus representation in games. Now, it's got a lot of competition. It's got a lot of serious competition here. I personally don't think it's going to take it based on who they're competing with. But Indy, they made a point to talk about some of the reasons why an MMO like World of Warcraft, all of a sudden with orcs and goblins and everything, ends up receiving this nomination, and it's pretty slick to see.
Yeah, I mean, just to have the nomination to be in a category with the rest of these games, I think that's awesome. I'd say they're just definitely doing it right with story and character development, and I don't, however, think that in this particular category they're going to. I'd be shocked if they won. I'd be super happy if they won, but I'm seeing who they're up against, and I kind of don't think they're going to.
Yep.
Who do you think's going to take it out of all this?
Well,
this
so
list?
here's
'Cause I personally,
so for viewers, World of Warcraft, obviously, Shadowlands, up for it. Last of Us Part 2. I don't think any of us are surprised on that topic as well. I mean, considering that GLAAD recognized in World of Warcraft having a trans character voiced by an out trans actor in the Kyrian storyline, and then a gay couple being made canon as far a pretty majorly narrative driven gay couple, not like ancillary characters thrown into a game to look good. That was like the whole rationale between putting World of Warcraft up there. So Last of Us Part 2, I don't think there's any surprises there. Tell me why. Don't think there's any surprises there. I was surprised by Immortals Phoenix Rising being there.
yeah, that one I didn't.
I love the game. But I honestly, as I was playing it and I saw that they were on here, I actually was like, well, I'm going to have to read this and see why they're on here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess they did portray Zeus as bisexual. Yeah. Yeah, thinking back, having played it, like it was just really subtle stuff in the game. That, being a straight guy, kind of, I guess it went over my head. Reading it, I was like, okay, yeah, I remember that. Cool. Eichenfell, If Found, Hades, Bug Snacks was another one that I was like, what?
Yeah. That's the one I'd actually like to see. I played through Bug Snacks. I got the Platinum Trophy on the PS5. It was the free game for the first month of the PS5. It's actually surprisingly a lot of fun. I didn't think I was going to like it anywhere near as much as I did enjoy it. And one of the main storylines is around a lesbian couple, and it actually is a really, really fun game.
Was that the game I saw you playing? I thought it was really cute, and I was making comments about like the design and whatnot.
It's where these insects around, and like you got to eat food, and then they turn you into like different parts of it.
Yeah, it's
and
a cute
they're
game.
made of like hamburgers, and the hamburger runs around going bunger bunger bunger. Like,
I think I saw you playing that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Last two nominees are Borderlands 3, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I just, looking at the list, I don't see anybody taking this besides The Last of Us Part 2 or Hades.
I'm
I think
between The
Hades is
Last
the
of
dark
Us-
horse out of the two, by the way.
Yeah.
It has to be. I think Last of Us Part 2 or Tell Me Why.
Yeah, I don't know if Tell Me Why has the market penetration.
True.
Not taking anything away from the title. It's a fantastic title, but when you look at critical and commercial success, it's, you know, The Last of Us Part 2 picked up so many awards last year. It's going to pick up a few for the first quarter or half of this year as the 2020-2021 awards season dies down. I think it's very hard to knock The Last of Us Part 2 out of here, particularly for an MMO who admittedly looks like it's making strides in a very, very positive direction as far as this type of representation goes, indie. But in the grand scheme of things, main character as part of the LGBTQ community, some side characters in a vast world of hundreds of known named characters. I just think you have a statistical advantage on your side when you're The Last of Us Part 2.
100%. I think recognizing Blizzard's, Shadowlands is awesome because they did put it into the game, but without having a character like these other games, it's the main character that it's focused on, and they're definitely a shoo-in to win ahead of Shadowlands, but we're definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, and I mean, the three of us, we shit on Activision Blizz often for various decisions. We're going to talk about something not pleasant next on Activision's part. So it is important to make sure that when they do something right and are being recognized for something right, that we also point that out too. So big kudos on this nomination. I'm sure it's well-deserved, and I'm sure it makes Blizzard very happy to receive it as well. And we'll keep our eye on it, see if maybe a surprise comes out of the winners here. Now, on the bad side of things, and I don't want to go too much into this, gang, I just want to get your two takes. I spoke at length on this one on Gaming Gumbo Saturday. You can watch that on our YouTube channel, or head on over to ReadyCheckRadio.com. That's RAIDEO.com. Check out Gaming Gumbo. That's our weekly gaming wrap-up podcast. Check it out. But Activision Blizzard, not too keen on a proposal by the AFL-CIO to include a diverse member of the community in every interview process for every position that's being hired. Now, this is kind of similar to the Rooney Rule if you follow the NFL football in the United States here, where NFL teams are required to interview at least one minority candidate for any coaching positions that they are filling. Now, that's a little different because the NFL actually decides who they're going to interview. You don't really apply for those jobs. When we go over to the Activision Blizzard side of things, they already have a similar policy for their CEO level stuff. The AFL-CIO wanted them to implement this for basically all of their positions, and the lawyers turned around and basically said, no, this is just not workable. It's absolutely not workable. Bad move. Definitely a bad move on the lawyer's part. To give the exact quote, according to Vice, this was an unworkable encroachment on the company's ability to run its business and compete for talent in a highly competitive, fast-moving market. Later, Blizz issued a separate statement saying Vice completely mischaracterized the SEC filing made by our outside attorneys. No, they didn't. Vice directly quoted the outside attorneys. There was no mischaracterization. But anyway, I digress. In fact, our hiring practices are rooted in ensuring diversity for all roles. We engage in this aggressively and successfully. Our objection was rooted in the fact that the AFL-CIO proposal failed to adequately consider how to apply these practices in all of the countries we operate in. And they go on to basically say we're already multicultural and our games are multicultural and we celebrate diversity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I thought it was bad look, number one, with the statement from the lawyers. And honestly, bad look number 2, in my personal opinion, with the follow-up statement as well, Zista. But let's get your take. I've spoken enough on Gaming Gumbo about it.
I will agree that they are a rather diverse company. Any time spent at BlizzCon talking to the developers at the panels, like I don't know how many people actually go to like the meet and greet for the developers, where like you can go and get like a poster signed, and I actually engage in conversation. Like I'll sit there and talk with them and be like, I remember the Diablo team I talked to last time for almost like 15 minutes, and I was talking about like how many people are left on from the original Diablo, and they're like, surprisingly not many. And he said like 3, I think, something like that. If he had to make a guess, like they're not completely informed on that, but there's a very diverse group of people there. And I think what it was is they're trying to get where, because they absolutely hire diversely, but it's like if there's no diversity available for a particular role, they don't want to hold the role in limbo waiting for someone to come in to open that position up
Right,
to
but
availability.
Isn't that where you turn around and say, hey, AFL-CIO, we like your policy. We don't feel there's any real need to adapt that particular policy because we believe we already live those values, but we're not opposed to it. But we do have a question. In certain areas of the world where we operate, Indy, and other areas of the world, let's say, for instance, our Japanese office, if I put up a position and get 20 Japanese males to apply for the position, and that's all I get, what do you, the AFL-CIO, expect me to do in that case? Am I supposed to hold the position until I get at least one minority or diverse candidate? Or am I just, hey, if I didn't get any diverse candidates to bring in, that's not on me. I put the jobs out there. I think the answer, Indy, probably would have been, well, yeah, if 20 white guys apply for the position and that's all you got, then you interview 20 white guys. All we're saying is if you get 20 white guys and one lesbian black female who openly identifies as all of that stuff, and you know that stuff, you need to bring them in for an interview too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
I
think
think
that
that-
would have been a problem rather than turn around and
Yeah.
go, this is totally fucking unworkable.
Yeah, look, Blizzard before Activision was extremely a diverse company, and I don't think that their principles are being reinforced by their by Activision. But if it was the case, then why would they have such a problem with this? I'm reading a quote here, and I don't think you read this one, but it says basically their lawyer said it leaves no room for the company's management or board of directors to exercise discretion in new hire decisions. Like, you can still exercise discretion, but interview everybody, give everybody the same opportunity. It's not that hard of a decision here.
Yeah, and by the
And
way,
I think they're doing very bad.
the
right
policy
here.
that they were asking to introduce had no impact on who ultimately gets hired.
Right.
It had
and here's the thing,
zero
it's not
to say on
position-
that topic.
Yeah, not even position specific.
Yep.
So I don't see the issue, and I don't see the need to.
Yeah, it's all bad wording. It's all bad wording. Like
Very
we know
bad.
their company, the Blizzard, is very diverse and very accepting. Like that I don't think that was ever put into question, but it's bad wording.
Yeah, and you
I
know
think
what?
the
I don't
only
think
thing
I
that
would have
calls
had
it-
nearly a problem with it if they would have said, hey, look, we're not going. It is easy to say, well, hey, if you already do this, then adopt the policy. But I also get the other side where you're a business, you don't like being told what to do with your business. Okay, fine, I can get that. I would have been more okay with this, Indy, if they would have just come out and said, we already believe that we live by that standard. We're not going to lock in any policies from outside sources that might influence the way we believe we're already operating. Thank you for your consideration, though.
You should be one of their lawyers. That's much better worded. But to kick up such a fuss and to have like the answers that they had, it looks bad.
It does. It does.
This whole article looks bad.
When you say something is unworkable and then have other companies like EA and like these companies that aren't generally known for being the best companies out there saying, yeah, we're going to bring this to the board. That's what EA said, by the way, which would have also been an acceptable answer. you know what? All of our company policies are board driven. AFL-CIO, you're going to have to take that to the board. We'll bring it to the next meeting, and we'll talk about it, maybe put it up for a vote. That's all EA told them. Nobody had a problem with EA's response. Now, maybe they will if the board doesn't take it up for a vote or something. We'll see. But when you're, nope, unworkable. And then to say that the story mischaracterized the outside lawyers. No. Oh, and by the way, to throw them under the bus and call them the outside lawyers, too. All right. So you done good, then you done shitty. But let's move on.
Yep.
We got about a little under 3 weeks to BlizzCon, gang. You excited?
Blizzconline.
BlizzConline, yeah. I gotta
I'm
get it. I
sad.
gotta get it right. February 19th and 20th. Here's what we're gonna do.
Am I?
Go ahead.
Am I the only one that's getting driven nuts at the pronunciation of this? Because you have actual Blizzard employees calling it BlizzCon line, like it's pronounced like that, and I see it as BlizzConline. You know, like
Yeah, that's the way
line is one
it's
word.
what Indy just said.
Yeah.
That's the way I hear it too.
Yeah.
BlizzConline.
Yeah, conline is the
Conline.
word, but they're going like BlizzCon line.
Con Air.
Like you go back and like listen to
Con Air.
J. Allen Brack talk about it. It's like it drives me insane.
Put the bunny back in the box. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I thought this would be fun. I'm going to run through a few things. And the two of you, and I'll chime in here and there, tell me, are we going to hear something about it? And if so, what are we going to hear? Like the core gist of the idea here, okay? So, like, we'll start with this one. I think this one's easy. Like, on World of Warcraft, we're probably going to hear patch stuff, right? 9.1, 9.2, maybe a little more. 9.1's like right around the corner, so we'll probably get damn near a full reveal of that, and then maybe some hints on some patches, but I wouldn't expect much more than that. Would either of you?
I think 100% 9.1, and maybe it's hard to say because in today's environment with it being the pandemic and most of these people aren't even working on site, things are slowed down. We have to just accept and respect that everything's slowed down and just appreciate whatever they give us. I'm such a Warcraft fangirl. I'm going to stand behind whatever they give us. So.
Oh my God, you're such a white knight. Do you have a Blizzard tattoo? Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I don't have any yet, but do you want to know a little random fun fact? When I do finally get one,
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We got to cue this up the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for random fun facts about Indy.
It's just that when I get my first tattoo, it will be a Blizzard tattoo. It's either going to be a Horde logo or a Hearthstone.
Can it be a burning tree?
Well, but that people wouldn't see Blizzard in that. Like, I don't think somebody would at a glance know.
I mean, just add some screaming night elves in front of it.
And Sylvanas in the front. Oh, and Nathanos can be in that one too.
You could just do like a whole mural like on your leg or something.
I'll do like a half sleeve of it.
There you go.
All right.
Done.
I love that we just created her tattoo.
Next
right
Thursday
now.
we'll be revealing Indy's tattoo. Or next Tuesday we'll be revealing.
Come on, we have to have some
sleeve
artists
tattoo.
in chat watching. They could help us out here.
Leave it up. All right. How about Burning Crusade Classic? Zista,
100%.
do we hear anything about it? Do we get a release date on it?
100%.
On both? We get a date?
Yeah. Yep.
You are not like even remotely hesitating.
Not
on
even
that one.
questioning it. Yep.
Can we get a prediction on the date, Zista?
Ooh. And if not,
Summer.
you have to get a sleeve tattoo.
oh wow. What is this? Like the Impractical Jokers?
Things escalate really quickly here on Snowbound.
By the end of my run as a co-host here, I'm gonna be full body tattooed. My eyeballs are gonna be the only thing left to tattoo. Yeah, I'd say summer. This summer we'll have it.
Indy, what do you think?
I have no guess whatsoever, but mine was going to be either the summer or fall, like even later, looking out beyond.
At BlizzConline,
because
we're getting a release date for it, though, you think?
Yes.
I think so, too.
Release date. Yeah.
I don't think that one's... Okay, I'll go first on this one because I honestly think this is going to be the bulk of a lot of stuff at BlizzConline. Diablo 4. I think Diablo 4 is going to be front and center quite a bit. I don't know if we're going to get dates of any type, though.
I don't think so.
Maybe
I don't think we're gonna get dates, but we're gonna get some new hero reveals. I believe.
new
'Cause
classes.
we've only had what
yeah,
two announced, or classes. So we've only had like 2, I think.
Yeah, 2 out of 4. Or is it 2 out of 5? I don't remember.
5.
So then I think we had 3 revealed actually, because the last time I checked there were 2 outstanding still. So I think we're gonna get a ton of Diablo 4 stuff and maybe hints at an alpha. Yeah, see, chat's telling 3 out of 5. Okay. Thank you. I thought so. As soon as you said there was 5, I seem to remember 2 more were missing.
Oh God.
So
I'm just reading chat.
the Sire to Nathrius' his hand around her neck. Arn, I need
need
stop.
something
I
to
need
draw
her to
me
be
into
able to
4
do a
right
show
now.
for another 15 minutes or so. Settle down. Settle down, pal.
They need to reveal something that I'm excited for Diablo 4, because right now, out of Barbarian, Mage, and Druid, I don't want to play any of those.
I want to get into Diablo because I'm a huge story person. You know me, I love a good story, and I know Diablo is an amazing story. It's just that every time I try to play it, I'm not having fun with the actual play style.
Yeah.
Well, like in the 3 that are shown here, right? We don't have any pet classes, so I'm really hoping for like a Necromancer, because that's what I played in D2.
That'd be awesome.
Diablo Immortal, I think that's I think it'll be there, and maybe a release date, but definitely
I'm still registered on my phone.
Definitely a closed beta date. If nothing else.
Still registered. I have a phone.
Keeping an eye on it.
Yep.
Weirdo. Overwatch 2. Indy?
Oh God, it's so hard. We talked about this before, and it's like I don't want to predict wrong, but I'm gonna say no.
Like
Only
it's not gonna make much of a presence at all?
I think if anything, they'll show you some sort, because you know how like when they make a movie and it's not even close enough to be released yet, but they show you in the theaters, they'll show you like really weird little snippets that aren't even in the film. They might show you something signifying Overwatch 2,
Right.
but they'll leave it a mystery.
Those are my
Like, I
favorite
think-
kind of movie trailers, though, because I don't like too much ruined from the movie.
True. So maybe they
Remember
give you
the Metro
something.
leaks, or what Metro was talking about, some of the leaks, was that this is in kind of a bad shape right now, to the point that it probably won't be mentioned much at BlizzConline. I don't know if you agree with that, Zista, but it sounds like Indy, you're going right down that road where we're probably not going to see much.
Yeah, if anything, just really mysterious glimpses, no dates, no like guarantees.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go into probably like a deep dive on Sojourn, the one hero that they announced, the Canadian hero. Go into like what role they're actually gonna be, their abilities, stuff like that. Maybe a new map reveal. Outside of that, I don't think there's gonna be very much. I don't.
Hearthstone. Honestly, I'd be surprised if Hearthstone was a huge presence, given that we just came off of an expansion, the Battle Pass revamp, again, then to fix it so that it wasn't total shit, but it's still kind of shit. The mini set for the expansion has dropped. So yeah, I'd be surprised if we saw too much about Hearthstone.
Yeah, they're gonna have to announce what the new theme is, because I think it is in April. Yeah, April. Will be like when this next year expires, so they're gonna have to come up with a new theme for that. And they'll probably reveal that. They'll probably give us some information about what's coming to Battlegrounds, and
And the new
reveal
game
the
mode.
next expansion.
Yeah. But I don't think that's going to be a huge. Like when I think about this stuff, it's like, does it make the opening presentation? I don't know if it does.
Well, in chat, Goblin's talking about if they have a new mode announcement, that would be something that would actually bring me back to the game. Is if there was.
Yeah, it was on the roadmap we covered on MMO Bomb a little bit ago. But again, that's here's the new game mode, and there you go. I mean, that's a pretty quick announcement in my book.
I would take it happily, though. I would love a new mode.
Heroes of the Storm is still a thing, by the way. It's still a thing.
Yep. I was really surprised with what we're going to be talking about next with the celebration collection. Us getting Heroes of the Storm rewards. I was like, wow, I didn't know the game still existed.
Yeah. You want to get ready for Blizzconline? The Celebration Collection for 30 years of Blizzard is available now. 3 different packs: the Essentials Pack for $19.99, Heroic Pack for $39.99, and the Epic Pack for $59.99. Now, I'm not going to go through everything that's in all of these. You can check it out on battle.net. But Zista, are you buying any of these?
You might. I already bought one.
Did you? Which one?
Yeah.
Can I guess?
I got the metal one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was going to say the Heroic.
No, yeah.
But you could
The
have
Epic
gotten 30
one,
days of WoW time.
So,
with the
I mean, you
Epic
look
Pack.
at it, right? And it's the Epic Pack you get. It's for $20. The only things you don't get out of it was game time, right? 30 days of game time. So that's what, $15 of the 20. It's definitely value. Don't get me wrong. But then, like, you look at the other stuff. It's like 15 of that 20 is for game time. Then you get 5 golden packs of Hearthstone cards. I don't play standard in Hearthstone or whatever. I play Battleground, so I don't actually need cards. So I don't care about those 5 packs. The 3 golden loot boxes in Overwatch, I have every single cosmetic in the game, so that does not help me in the slightest bit. And the transmog set, which they haven't even revealed
and
for
an
Diablo
unknown
yet.
Diablo 3 coming soon.
I don't play
transmog
it.
set.
I don't play it anyway, so I don't need it. So it just did not make sense for me to buy that.
Indy, you buying any of these? Because keep in mind,
Yes.
Blizzard financials are coming out in about a week or so here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, they're going to be hurting and need your money. Donate
And I
now.
plan to give it to them.
Donate now.
I do plan to give it to them. But Zista brings up a good point. I was like all sold on the Epic. Blizzard may not like you right now, Zista, because you just undersold me. Because I'm thinking to myself, actually, when you do the math, they make that 30 days of game time, so it looks like the difference is covered. So why not just buy the premium or the Epic?
Mhm.
But if you really think about it, do I play Hearthstone? Not really anymore. Do I play Overwatch? Not enough to care about 3 golden loot boxes.
Yeah.
And Diablo 3,
Yeah,
I mean, at
and
the same time,
you're
so
right,
like
though,
you
Zista,
can
like,
buy the heroic pack.
If you look at those 5, those 3 things, the 5 Golden Madness at Dark Moon Fair card packs, 3 golden loot boxes in Overwatch, and a Diablo 3 transmog set. If you play WoW, and you're going to sub anyway, and you think those 3 things are worth $5 total.
Yeah.
If that is worth $5 total for you, then the Epic Pack, you're fine. Go ahead and buy it.
Yeah.
But if you think, if you don't sub to World of Warcraft, I really don't see a reason to go to the Epic Pack. You have to be subbed to World of Warcraft to even consider the Epic Pack in my mind.
Yeah.
So if you don't sub to WoW, it's just mathematically not worth it. Unless you think those 3 items are somehow worth $20 in your mind.
I'm going to say it really depends on whatever this Diablo cosmetic appears to be. And what I will say is if you did buy
a loot box right now. It's an unknown Diablo 3 transmog
well, that's my
coming
point.
soon.
So if you're going to buy it now like I did, right? I bought the heroic pack. I have it. It's already installed. After you do that, the store changes a little bit. And now I can do an epic pack upgrade for $20. So I can do it. I can go back and add the other one later if I change my mind. And I think I have until September 15th to do so.
Yep.
So
that way they still have a chance to get that 20 from you.
I'm not buying one. Honestly, there's so many cool things in there. It's not that I'm saying the packs are shit or anything. There are spot things in there that I'd be like, oh, I'd like that. But really, I'd be looking at it for Diablo shit and World of Warcraft shit. And there's so much Hearthstone and Overwatch stuff in there, and I just don't invest enough time in either of those games to care.
Well, the way you got to look at this too is BlizzCon is free this year, right? And normally you have to pay $40 or $50 to buy the live stream.
Yeah.
This is in place of that. This is the goodie bag that you would get for doing that. That's what this is.
Well, as I said, we will have financials here, and I'm sure Blizzard's totally financially struggling, right? I'm sure it's just been an awful
100%. Yeah.
100.
Yep. Barely anybody's playing Warcraft.
Nobody
Subs are at an all-time low
anymore.
because of the pandemic.
Nobody is at home all the time spending money on their computer.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a rough year.
Yeah.
Might only be able to get Bobby Kotick 6 boats, not 7. And if we couldn't sell you on these, how about an ox mount? with a 6-month sub, whether you have it or you opt to buy one. We're showing you the video right now for the Lucky Yoon mount with a purchase of a 6-month subscription. Can we interest anybody in this then?
I mean, I logged on and I had it. I didn't have to buy it.
Well, that's because you already sub for 6 at a time, don't you? Or do you,
Oh,
do, you do 12 at a time?
You can't.
Oh, you can't do 12s anymore?
No, 6 is the highest.
Oh.
I try to subscribe at the highest subscription. So I guess I have that Ox, which I'm never going to use. But
you just go into your BattleNet launcher and it'll actually be like a little gift button in the notification section.
It does look pretty awesome.
So I guess since I am on 6-month, I have that one. But I'm more excited about the bear that comes in the anniversary pack. Look at that bear. How could you... Mike, you're a bear. Why wouldn't you want that bear?
The polar bear in the anniversary. It's cool. It's just the face is a little flat for me.
I don't need any competition. I don't need any competition.
Okay.
What's cool though with this Ox mount that they don't show you in this pre-roll video that you have here,
Baron,
is it actually has like a ground smash, right? When you see it crash into the ground, it puts like a mini crater for like 3 seconds in the ground. You don't see that in the video that they're showing, but it's in there in the game. I've done it, and it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, if you already do the 6-month sub, you got this. You got this. If you don't do it and you do purchase it, then you will get this. So many of you may already have it. So it does look cool. It does look cool. My love affair with WoW prevents me from doing 6 months. I always do it in groups of 3. So I don't know.
Too much commitment.
Yeah. If I loved it, I would have put a ring on it, and I haven't yet. So I haven't. All right, let's.
Well, you also play a lot of games, so I can't fault you for that.
I do. Just doing these damn shows. Before we hit over to Lore or Lies and call it a day here, I know this isn't technically Blizzard, but it was billed originally by much of the press as an Overwatch competitor, even if it really, really shouldn't have been. And Zista, I think I'll direct this more towards you than to Indy or I. Battleborn is officially shut down now. It announced that it was going to shut down last year, but 2 days ago, the servers were taken offline. Did you give Battleborn a go, Zista?
I did not. It felt like a Overwatch clone, so I didn't bother. I'd rather play the not clone.
Well, it's shut down for you Battleborn fans. Sorry about that. If you're an Overwatch fan, though, you've got the Lunar New Year coming up in 2 days, and then running to basically the end of the month, trying to line it up with the Chinese New Year, which is on February 12th, Mike's birthday. Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Then we're going to talk a little bit of something sad about Overwatch here, but Zista, anything that we should know about the Lunar New Year?
The only thing that I've seen so far is they showed a video on Twitter, which was one of the highlight videos or whatever. So when you get to play the game, it showed Diva like launching her mech up and exploding into a bunch of fireworks. I thought that was kind of cool.
I like how even though I say during the introduction for Battleborn, many of media outlets build it as an Overwatch clone, even though it should not have been billed as such because it wasn't. We still have people in chat tell me it wasn't an Overwatch clone. As if what I said was, this was an Overwatch clone and not, this was not an Overwatch. Jason Winter, god damn it. Speaking of Overwatch, we have had... This is the second time I've seen this happen. We have had a team, the Los Angeles Valiant, drop its entire roster ahead of the season here, citing COVID visa problems, Indy. It's really, really hard for us to get these visas, international players, traveling internationally.
Understandably.
Pay no attention to the rumors that we really wanted to go with an all-Chinese team anyway. Pay no attention to those rumors. This is all COVID related. Zista, you look pissed.
What if it is all COVID related, though?
There's no way this is all COVID related.
See, I don't know because I don't travel enough, but it's almost to somebody like me who never travels. It's believable because
It's at the point for me where it's just like when I see something billed as like the team name, like Los Angeles Val, I expect some representation from Los Angeles. I don't know, like just I feel like just take the cities off the team names and I'd be fine with it. You know, it's like it's kind of like false representation. That's how I see it. It's like you want to root for
Really?
your home team, but your
Mhm.
home team doesn't actually represent you in the slightest.
Yeah.
You know,
Really?
I have nothing wrong with how they want to build the
I
teams
don't
or
look
anything
at the
like that.
Pittsburgh Steelers and be like,
Yeah,
it'd be really nice to have some cats from Pittsburgh on that football team. Like, I really do you feel that way about your
I do,
esports
and that
teams?
I
Do you
do.
feel that way about like your
100%.
pro sports teams?
I do, yeah, I do.
Huh.
That's why I don't know. I'm not a big sports fan, but that's how I feel about sports. Is if you're gonna attach a name to it, that's how it should be. You know, like there should be something to it. Like take the New York off the Yankees. Just call them the Yankees. Nobody calls them the New York Yankees anyway. Everybody calls them the Yankees. You know?
I call them terrible.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a Red Sox fan myself,
Mhm.
Last
so
thing
we
up.
know all about
I
terrible. Don't worry.
know this bug was fixed, but I have to bring it up because this would absolutely cause me to uninstall a game immediately. I don't care how much I paid for it.
Oh, the Hearthstone one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been fixed. I know, but this is between shows, so there was a Hearthstone bug that for a while there, for a couple of days, caused the achievement window to have its notification light on. But try as you might, Indy, searching through that list, there wasn't a single thing you could click on that you needed notified about to be able to shut off that notification. That is the fastest way to get me to uninstall something, is to give me one of those stupid notification lights that I cannot shut off. Now, it's been fixed,
Yeah.
but that would drive me absolutely bonkers.
100%. Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
It did prevent me from logging onto Overwatch for a good week and a half.
Did it really?
It did. It did. I'd log on and I click in the thing and I'm like searching through and I'm like, well, maybe it's just like a graphical thing that I haven't like moused over. So I actually went in the list and moused over every single achievement to try to clear it.
Like,
It's still I
nope.
just got frustrated and closed it.
Nope. All right, let's slide over and do lore or lies. Of course, Lore or Lies is brought to us by our resident lore master, Lil Missy. You can follow her on Twitter right there at Lil Missy4205. Thank you to her for supplying us with the Lore or Lies each week. Now, this is the segment where we're each going to give you one statement, one of which contains a falsehood. The other two are the stone cold truth. It's your job to tell us which of the three of us is lying and how were we lying in the comments on YouTube or over on Ready Check Radio. Now, last week was a little bit tricky on Lore or Lies, but the lie is that players are forced to take the path of ascension, not what we called the journey of enlightenment. The Ascended Calisthian won't allow anyone to see the Archon without first walking that path, which kind of makes sense to see how the bread could be made this way rather than handing the ingredients and telling someone to just make the fucking bread. But those are Missy's thoughts, not mine. Here are the three statements for this week. I'll start off, then Zista will be next, then Indy will be next. Here we go. Even after overcoming the anguished memory ritual that impresses Calisthian, you still aren't allowed to see the Archon. But she already knows about the news, and instead, the Mall Walker is sent off to help out at the Temple of Purity.
They are overcome with raging aspirants at the temple. Those who are overwhelmed by their rage become the fallen and are sent for balance at the Temple of Loyalty. But it becomes clear that they aren't being helped at the Temple of Loyalty and are turning those to the Maw to become forsworn.
The Temple of Purity is attacked by the darkened Kyrian and Hand of Loyalty, Lysonia. The Paragon of Purity tears a fragment from Lysonia that is a collection of her deepest memories. The power from the Maw radiates in Lysonia, but the Maw Walker must see what other answers can be found from the fragment.
There you go, gang. One of those contains a lie. Who said it and where was the lie? What was it? Put it in the comments below, and maybe we'll talk about your correct or incorrect answers on next week's show. Before we wrap up, chat, as always, make sure you hang tight after the show here. Channel will go dead for about 30 seconds while we reboot and change some labels, and we bring on Mr. Jason Winter to do some streaming. How are you, sir?
That is about the quickest that I managed to pull my little thing off the camera and then get my mic going and everything. Just for... I'd ran upstairs, I had something to do, and I was like, crap, they're going to take a long time to do Lorelai's, aren't they? I'll have plenty of time. Nope. What do you guys have, like 4 words each? I didn't even catch it. Sylvanas burned a tree. That's real. I know that.
No, that's Indy's tattoo. What are you playing today?
I'm going to play Wasteland 3. Going to hop back into that for a little while. And
nice. You
go back into
give
that.
Give me my cowboy hat?
Well, the thing is, Mike, I need you to be there for the first couple of minutes because there are some interesting new options. I showed you a few of those. So remember the medieval stuff I was showing you before? So I want you to be there so I can make sure to outfit your character
it's
in
hard.
a way that
right after this show, I got to start uploading and start splicing together audio. I can join.
I'll have like 5 minutes, whatever.
All right,
okay,
I'll jump.
Whatever.
I'll go smoke and then I'll jump in.
Okay.
So hang on, chat. Jason Winter will be live with some Wasteland 3 right after today's stream. And the three of us will be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. My birthday travels will have no impact on Snowbound. Snowbound will air every Tuesday at 7 p.m. No problem in the coming weeks. Small show note for those of you that also watch the Relic Grind. Remember, no show this Thursday. It's on Friday instead at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We will join for a little pre-show before the 8 o'clock Square Enix announcement showcase goes live at 8 p.m., and we'll be doing live reactions as we all watch what we eagerly anticipate to be the next expansion announcement. Until next week, Indy, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me streaming pretty much almost every day over at twitch.tv/IndyGarona. And on all social medias, I'm the same name, Indy Garona. Very easily stalked.
Sweetness. Zista.
You can find me down below at itzista, XIZTA. Tweet me some pictures for Indy's tattoo. I wanna have something.
I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there at Magic Man 1. But more importantly, follow at RC Radio so we can tweet at you with all the shows and all the streamers coming on. Much thanks to everybody that volunteers their time to entertain you and play games. Until next week, gang, stay safe, and we'll see you out on the servers.